This episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Domain.com. Welcome to Film Riot Mondays. Today, Monday. It's Monday. Monday. Well, if it goes up today, the episode's a little late.
Just a bit.
But we're working on something that we're releasing Wednesday or Thursday.
We're
announcing.
We're very tired.
Wednesday or Thursday. So that's why. I just blanked a minute because I am in fact very tired. How much film could a film riot riot if a film riot could riot film? A film riot could riot as much film as a film riot could if a film riot could riot film. Obviously. If you had the chance to get one free camera, what camera would you get and why? The Arri Alexa, because it's incredibly expensive and it makes the pretty images. I mean, I could technically even sell that and then buy like 3 cameras. I don't know, there's a lot to think about. Comedy timing is super difficult, but you guys do it so well. Got any tips on how to pace out a comedy scene? Well, first of all, thank you. Secondly, I think it's a lot of trial and error because in some of my older comedy, when I was first starting out, my timing was definitely off, and a lot of the jokes weren't quite hitting because it was taking a little bit too long to get there. I think with anything, like take design for instance, you start doing design and it looks awesome to you, but a few years down the road, you go back to those original bits of design that you did and you think it looks absolutely horrendous and terrible, the colors are off, right? That's just because all that time of looking at it and training your eyes. Proper pacing is the same thing. Doing it over and over and over again and flexing that pacing muscle will ultimately get you there to where you'll be able to see it right away. So it's a matter of experience just like anything else. How would someone go about meeting you guys minus stalking or other illegal methods? Cons or events, etc. We've wanted to do meetups and such for a long time. It's just schedule always comes in our way. As far as cons and events go, again, schedule comes in our way. I will be at NAB this year. I'll be doing a panel with Red Giant. I'll tweet out dates and everything for that, but we definitely will do meetups at some point, but we'll do something really cool, some kind of event where everybody can come together and hang out and do something cool together, but it's all a matter of schedule. Was it hard to trust people enough to let them do stuff for you, stuff like filming, editing? Of course, when you first start collaborating with people in that way and you're relinquishing things that you usually do yourself, it can be a little bit difficult to let go of control and let people put their own thumbprint on the things that you're doing together because it has to be a collaboration. People aren't robots. You can't just make them do all the things you want them to do. It's a matter of coming together and having that collaborative voice. Of course, if you're the director, it's your job to keep everybody on the same track. So everybody's putting their own ideas into it, but it's still one cohesive thing. But yes, it can be a little bit difficult, but if you want to make films, you need to get over that because filmmaking is a very collaborative art form. It takes an army to do it. I can't come up with new ideas for videos. What is helping you come up with ideas? Necessity really is the mother of invention, and necessity for me are the deadlines that I have. I have to deliver a short film or weekly Film Riot episodes by a certain time, so I have to come up with an idea and commit to that idea in that time frame. And I have had a bad habit of procrastinating creatively, so when I'm forced to actually commit to an idea and go with it is usually when I'm my most creative, just when I'm forced to actually do it, which is probably a bad habit that I've constructed myself. But I think a lot of the times when we say we can't come up with an idea, it's not necessarily that we can't come up with an idea, it's that we won't commit to one. So we have all these ideas that we come up with, but we get excited about it and we start to develop it, and maybe that idea isn't so great after all and we abandon it. Well, maybe just commit to that, force yourself to commit to that idea and see it through and see what happens. If you're not spending money on it, why not? What's the worst that can happen? It's a learning experience. If you truly cannot come up with a single idea, well, as I've said a million times, listen to as much stuff as you possibly can, watch as much stuff as you possibly can, listen to people talk about things, dive into psychology, start thinking about why people do the things that they do. Think about your favorite movie. Think about a movie that doesn't exist that you wish did. Do those exercises and sooner or later you'll get that lightning bolt moment. Everyone knocks continuity in films. How do you keep continuity? Any tips and tricks? I think knocking continuity can be one of two things usually. One, it's people who have fun to find the continuity issues in the films that they love and watched a million times like we have done. Or two, it's just the people who want to have that I'm smarter moment because I'm the one that caught it and they're distracting themselves from the film on purpose to try to find these things. So I don't give it that much weight. There are those glaring issues he's holding a Coke can in one shot, and the next one he's got a Pepsi can. Those things will actually distract your audience, even though they don't want to be. So you got to be careful about those. But think about Martin Scorsese. His films, the continuity is all over the place, and it doesn't distract me at all the way that he edits, because he doesn't care so much about the little continuity, how much that cigarette is burnt down or not in each shot, because he's focusing on the emotional punctuation of every edit and how that scene is playing out. And I tend to lean a little bit towards his side. I think he pushes it a little bit far, although it never distracts me. So I think it's a balancing act. And as far as continuity on set, that's everybody's job. Everybody should be paying attention to the continuity, but it is good to have at least one person, like the script soup, really paying attention to the continuity to make sure you don't have any of those serious glaring issues that will distract your audience. Where can I get an affordable domain name? Well, that's a great question, David. If you're looking for those affordable domain names, domain.com is a place to go, especially if you're an innovator or an inventor of any kind. You got domain extensions. We're talking a list of 200 plus extensions that you could choose from, like .ninja, .nyc, .expert, .club, to help push your brand onto the interwebs, and we could save you money by using the coupon code FilmRiot. At checkout, you get 20% off domain names, your web host, and your email when you think domain names. ThinkDomain.com. That was actually helpful for once.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This is 5 hours of BTS awesomeness, and that is behind the scenes of The Hobbit. Peter Jackson always puts out incredible behind the scenes. It's like a 5-hour documentary on how they made the film, so definitely check that out. And until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.